He's not going anywhere. He's going to be here for a while as long as we have him. We're happy naman with Albert, so he's not going anywhere.
We have a pretty young core. Of course, there will be a lot of stations coming in, but do you intend to retain this core for the qualifiers?
Yeah. A lot of them will still be there. Like I was saying earlier, the ASEAN-based players who weren't released for the AMEC, like Kevin Mendoza, Jeff Tabinas, Manio, Jesse Curan, etc., will be back. Gary Boltman will be back. But then we'll have additions like Randy Schneider, Cole Mota, Joseph Patay, Andre Layton, the Marcanic brothers, and Jacob Erlandson, who are working tirelessly to get them by the deadline of Feb 25 with their passport. So yeah, but the core of like Sandro and those guys, Christensen just got signed by a new club, so we're excited about that in the Norway Elite Series. So you have to remember too, a lot of these guys were coming from injury. They weren't like in the rhythm of playing. Christensen was injured before the EMEC, so he didn't get much time. Ugelvik was the same. So, now that these guys will start playing regularly again for their clubs, it should be a much better run this time for the Asian Cup. So I think we'll be really ready and good for the Asian Cup qualifiers that start in March.
When did Merino start? Coming in. When did he come in?
Merino? Joshua?
The coach.
This one is
I have no idea about futsal. I have no idea about futsal. So, futsal is the one thing you shouldn't ask me. I'm not
Coach,
privy to anything in the futsal.
you talked about all the people that are coming in. We're talking, what about preparations for the team-wise? What's the plan with regards to heading into the ECT?
Well, the first window that we're gonna have is supposed to be away in the Maldives, but the Maldives have requested that, if possible, that we move the game to here in Manila as our home game, and then November becomes their home game because they're having some logistical issues due to Ramadan. So maybe we might have the team here as early as March. And with the fact that a few new players are coming in, Coach Albert wants to use the extended time to really, instead of playing a friendly mid-window before the match, he wants to have the team for at least 1 week together to really drill down his philosophy and everything that he wants them to do before the match on March 25. So we're either going to be in the Maldives from March 17 to 25, or we're going to be here, and I'll know by the end of the week if that's going to be possible.
Regarding to that, so there's no likelihood that you have another friendly attached to that.
Not for the first window, please. But like in June, since it's 100% a home game here versus Tajikistan, we might have a team like Singapore or somebody else come in mid-window for a friendly before playing Tajikistan on the final day.
For the next window, second window. For the 2025 is going to be a big year for the women.
Yeah, as well.
So what's the plan with regards for our senior team?
So February, we're gonna be heading to the US. I believe we're gonna do initial camp, ID camp, and a camp for the U20s. A few days before the official window for the women's, for the Philippines. So
ID camp for both teams or for men?
no, just for the women. So we'll end up most likely playing against CONCACAF based opponents while we're there in the US. So we're still in the planning stages for that. So you'll know once everything's finalized. I'll definitely let you guys know. But that's our first window for the women's, is the Feb window. So a week before is an ID camp and a U20 camp, and then the match window will be the women's again, the Filipinas together, playing against CONCACAF.
There's like a report that we're playing or likely playing in the Eastern East AFF.
Yeah, apparently that's been going around, but I haven't received any official invites or anything like that. So we have no idea if that's real or not. So, yeah.
What about for the we're paying for passports and all that? Is there any updates with regards to players that have expressed interest on the women's side? With regards
Well, Mas Pacheco should have her passport already. There's a couple of others that I'm actually gonna get updates in a bit in the office about the passports of other players like Alexia Blanco and so forth. So, but since we're not chasing a deadline, unlike the men's, we're chasing the February 25 deadline for registration for the Asian Cup qualifiers. There's a little bit more room with the women's, right? So because women's Asian Cup qualifying doesn't start till June, so we have enough time to get the passports.
And one last thing, I guess, is for the SEA Games. If you're in charge of the SEA Games, with regards to the preparation with regards to SEA Games.
Yes, for the women's and the under 23. Yes. Yeah. If it's the U23, that's under me. But if it's U21 or whatever, then that's I'm not involved.
But do we have any like, clarity with regards how the federation is going to prepare for that for this year?
Well, the U23 men's, we start Asian Cup qualifying as well in September. So that would be that would be the major preparation for the SEA Games. It coincides with the senior men's international window, so all our U23 players will be released for that for sure. So we're still deciding whether some of the younger players that are on the senior team will want to go into the U23. The thing is, September is Go Time Bank is a sponsor of the national teams now, and so one of the things there's going to be an announcement about that soon. But one of the things that we have with them is the Go Time Cup. So every year it's something that they're gonna first for men, then we'll also do one for women. But since the women, there's no space in the window right now. It's going to be the men's in September because there's no qualifying games in September.
Both like cup will be an invitation.
So we'll have three teams here. I can't confirm two of the teams yet because we're still getting them, but I can confirm that it's basically Philippines, South Africa will be one of them as well. So, and then we're still getting the two other teams. That should be a good tournament.
So Norman's still like handling at least for the men's U20.
U23.
So just for us, the Southeast Asian region is concerned, how do you see the Philippines now competing with the likes of Vietnam?
Well, now I think that we've put kind of everybody on notice that we're up there and that we can compete against the top teams. I mean, yes, we lost against Thailand, and that is really disappointing. But we showed that we can go toe to toe with them, even if it wasn't our complete team. And we should have beaten Vietnam. Unlucky, we beat Indonesia. So you can see, like, among the top three teams, we're up there. So it's something that we're not gonna rest on our laurels. We're gonna keep building. We're not gonna be happy. We celebrated the result, but after it's like straight to work. It's like we're not done. It's like we wanna. Like I told you guys before, like we're going into every tournament wanting to win. So the job is not done yet with the AMEC. So that's something we're gonna build towards and getting over that line into the final and hoping the next one we actually take it over.
Sir, in terms of yung players who didn't attend the ME Cup, entering the Asian Cup, siguro, what Coach Albert told you in terms of having the guys cohesive and being a cohesive unit in the third qualifying round?
Well, the guys that missed out on the AMEC have already been part of the squad, part with Albert since end September. So the last game of the Merdeka Cup. So guys like Kevin, Jeff, Manny, Patrick Strauss, they're all familiar with the system already. So it's not going to be hard to integrate them back into the group. They're actually excited to get back. They were really sad that they missed out on the AMEC, but what can you do? That's club politics. Sometimes you can't do anything about it. We're definitely going to bring up a lot of things we noticed with the AFF, a lot of complaints and a lot of things that we feel they could do better. Vietnam and Cambodia stopped their leagues the whole of December so that the best ASEAN players would play. Indonesia, Thailand, and Malaysia have to do the same thing. They have to make sure that between games, players get at least 72 hours of rest. I mean, we were playing every 2 days sometimes, and we got a little bit of our buy was during the beginning of the tournament, which is kind of ridiculous. And so we ended up playing 2 group stages back to back. And I mean, how crazy is it to play a semi-final on December 30, then a final on Jan 2, then another final on Jan 5. It's nuts. That's good. So, and that's how you saw Rafaelson. That injury of his was probably caused by a lot of overwork, and I mean, the guy's a big boy, so he's carrying a lot of weight, and so his leg must have just been really, for an injury like that to happen, that's overwork. That's not. He wasn't hit. His tibia just snapped. You want to avoid. We're lucky that we didn't get any major injuries. I mean, Santi ultimately got sick because he had just traveled from Spain, and then he played right away, and then he wasn't adjusted yet, so he wasn't able to play the last leg. But that was really the only casualty that we got. We had like some minor injuries here and there, but it's really dangerous the way they set it up. I'm surprised a lot more players didn't get hurt.
Sir, with Vietnam's winning the cup and yung si Rafaelson, is there a chance na we'll have also similar like magkaka-naturalized player?
No, I'll never naturalize somebody who doesn't have any Filipino heritage. That's not something that I would like to do. I believe we have enough talented Filipino players here and abroad, so we don't need to go that route and try to naturalize foreigners who have nothing to do with the country and who have no Filipino blood and who have no relationship with the country. It's not something that I ever
So, safe to say you guys will be sticking mostly to Filipino heritage players.
Correct, 100%.
Alam yun.
Well, look, I'm not critiquing what they did with Marañon. Marañon's a great player. I mean, I wish, we had somebody like him, but it's not something that I have any interest of doing, getting a Spanish player or somebody and making them Filipino. We want to do it with Filipino players, Filipino blood players.
So it's more of a philosophical, just from the
More, yeah, I think so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.